given that it was just revealed that Jay-Z had reportedly abused a 13-year-old girl, and that everyone is pointing out that Nicki called it out. It would appear that Nicki Minaj was more than simply nasty when she exposed him as the true monster in the industry. Nicki has been outspoken about him since last year, and at one point, someone told her to stop because she was making herself a target. Do any of you recall when she was attempting to inform you that you wanted brunch via Twitter? I'm rolling effing right now. In her tweet, she also mentioned that no one was trying to listen to her request for tea and that the victim, who was 13 at the time of the performance, was not playing. Nicki has been targeting Jay-Z ever since he allegedly robbed her of $8.9 million in a contract. Since she voiced her own thoughts about him playing with a 13-year-old, it goes without saying that she is not taking this lightly. In case you missed any of the recent drama, Jay-Z's career is currently in ruins after he was charged with sexually abusing a 13-year-old girl. As you may recall, a few months ago, renowned Texas lawyer Tony Busby announced that he would be taking on 120 Diddy victims. He stated at the time that he never expected Jay-Z to be named in the case, but that given their celebrity and respect, some of the names would surprise us. When the complaint was first filed in October in the Southern District of New York, Jay-Z was not named as a defendant. However, after Tony and the victim failed to persuade Jay to enter into a private settlement, he changed the case, and NAM immediately fired Jay-Z. According to the lawsuit, Diddy and Jay-Z both harassed the unnamed lady during the 2000 MTV Music Awards after party. She claimed that for hours, an unidentified female celebrity watched as Jay and Diddy kissed her in turn. And in case you're wondering how they managed to contact a 13-year-old girl, they filmed everything. In her lawsuit, she said she left the house without telling her parents that night in order to attend the MTV Awards, but she was turned away because she didn't have a ticket. Instead, she planned to attend the after parties in the hopes of getting help from the limo driver seated in front of the building. However, she ran into Diddy's driver, who yelled something quite unsettling. "You're ready to party?" Sue stated, describing Combs and Carter's arrival in the room. She claims that Combs and an unidentified female celebrity observed Carter removing her clothes and holding her in place. Her words, "You fit what Diddy was looking for." As soon as she arrived at the after party, she was given multiple drinks laced with substances, and before long, she was feeling woozy and lightheaded. According to the lawsuit, he stopped because she struck him in the neck, despite being made to perform oral sex. Her father then picked her up after she fled to the petrol station. Many people weren't shocked when all of this was revealed because there had been long-running allegations that Jay-Z loved young girls. He also finished a joint album with Kelly at the same time the accusations were released, and he has been best friends with Diddy and Relly for decades. There isn't another plausible scenario in which he didn't know exactly what he was doing. Thus, the only plausible explanation is that he was cut from the same cloth as Diddy, as the two were still closest friends. Diddy and Jay-Z are too many egotistical men, according to another person. As this conversation came to an end, a number of people also mentioned that Nicki Minaj had been warning us about Jay-Z for years, implying that they both harbored resentment toward one another. She was in Jay's social circle long before Megan even thought about rapping, so she knows a lot, and her problem with him extends well beyond Megan's deal with Roc Nation. She was invited to Jay's Roc Nation brunches every year and was once very close to him, but she has never gone. People didn't take her seriously since they thought she was just hating on him because of her tight relationship with him and Beyoncé. When she and Megan were in disagreements earlier this year, she brought Jay-Z into the argument, accusing him of attempting to ruin her career so that Megan could take her place. She seemed to have known what they were doing over there, and she hasn't gained any parts.
If that Roc Nation brunch got you feeling like you could talk about my family, and I have a 3-year-old innocent child, have had my home swatted twice with drawn, they magically, no one seemed to find the person.
She also used Twitter to criticize Jay-Z and Des Perez, the president of Roc Nation, claiming that they have destroyed lives and have spent millions of dollars to prevent her from revealing what she knows about him. She claims that in the song that follows, I go into depth about Desiree's purported firing of people for dubious reasons, among other things. She allegedly hurt a lot of people by taking them by surprise, and it seems like she would stop at nothing to replace me. Fix it, Jesus, but as I already stated, her relationship with Jay was. Last year, before she ever wore a wig, she had already begun working on her Pink Friday 2 album. During a live stream with her and Kate to promote the album, she claimed that Elliott Wilson was after her. If you spit out Jay-Z's D, you might feel a little better about the newcomers. I take it that he tried to damage my reputation by saying that I won't admit new black girls. We sang a couple of songs with them all. But tomorrow, why don't you feel good for Kai, a young black man?
You know how many tweets I've seen you post disrespecting me, Idiot Wilson? All of y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. Why? When y'all have an affiliation to Jay-Z in some sort of way, y'all be thinking that y'all can disrespect and violate.
Nicki's team had a paid mole who had been receiving money from Roc Nation to tell them about everything Nicki does, according to prominent YouTube blogger Storm Monroe, who typically gets all of his information from Hollywood insiders. Monroe claimed he was unaware that Jay-Z was responsible for this. The Dutch police were able to establish that Wes's suitcase was there before she ever arrived, since everything was prearranged to defame and discredit her.
That allegedly Jay-Z and Roc Nation is behind this. Jay-Z and Roc Nation has been after Nicki for a while, especially after she released that song, Bigfoot. But even long before then, there had been beef, which I did not realize. So, from what I'm being told, wait, let me read the intel as it's coming in. Was trying to get her arrested, but of course legally. That's why they waited till she was overseas to do this to her. Roc Nation wanted to make sure that when she got arrested or apprehended for whatever, because you know in the industry they can get you set up with all kinds of charges. All right. It said that they wanted to make sure her husband was not with her, because her husband is her protection, which we know that. But we know bankrupt Nicki. And this is why there has been several stories planted about her being broke, going broke, or needing to constantly tour because she's close to being broke. So set up and sabotage. And if I was Nicki, I would fire my whole team. Fire the whole security team. There is a mole. Get rid of them all. There is a mole. Because now that I think about it, Roc Nation got Meg. The only competition that Nicki has is Meg. Let's keep it real. It ain't Lotto. It ain't Mocha Latte. What's the other rappers out here? There's nobody. It ain't Cardi. I know y'all wanted it to be Cardi. It ain't Cardi. She was absolutely set up. Also, Tory Lanez was supposed to sign the Roc Nation first, and the second option was Meg. See? But y'all remember when Tory Lanez's daddy said, "This is Roc Nation," we all thought he was crazy.
After Lil Wayne was denied Super Bowl participation by Jay-Z a few months ago, Nicki pulled him aside once more and accused him of robbing her of $89 million. Jay-Z co-owned Tidal with other performers, including Nicki Minaj, as you may recall. Each of Beyoncé, Alicia Keys, Lil Wayne, and Banna owned 1% of the business, and their duties included promoting it to their own fan bases and releasing new music that was exclusive to the label on occasion. In 2021, Jay-Z sold the company's Tidal to Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey for $297 million, but before other platforms. Although he arranged this deal behind everyone's back, it was stated that each of the company's co-owners would receive $8.9 million for their participation in the enterprise. In an attempt to deflect criticism for playing in their faces and selling off the title without their consent, Nicki recently disclosed in her outburst that Jay-Z never gave her any money and that he made up the tales of the co-owners getting $8.9 million. But this is where it gets really nasty. I didn't even get one red penny when no one promoted it more than me outside of Beyoncé lol. Nicki stated in response to a TikTok comment that claimed that everyone who had the 1.5% were paid. Nicki has been trying to warn us about Jay's alleged dishonest attitude and fraudulent deeds for a while now, but no one was listening. She has never lied, but in light of this new situation, people are seriously reevaluating her statements. In a recent statement, Jay-Z denied the assertions, but no one believes him, and they keep damaging his character, as I've already said. According to the statement, a lawyer named Tommy Busby allegedly issued the lawyer a demand letter, which is a type of blackmail. No, sir. He had expected that the public examination of these charges would make him want to reach a settlement, but instead he wanted to show you for the funny you are. Therefore, I will not give you a red. My wife and I will need to sit down with our kids, including Penny, who is old enough to have friends and my sole source of sadness. I am a young man who survived the Brooklyn projects and comes from a different world than yours. As usual, people's opinions on this varied. One individual, for example, has been criticizing me for years, saying that Jay-Z's arrest on Nicki Minaj's birthday was ridiculous. When do you think triggered the push against Megan and Cardi B? I'm saddened by this loss of innocence once more. To shed light on people's cruelty and self-centeredness, I will definitely watch the media and ask whether these claims are true. Wanted to fire Nicki from the organization, but guess what? The money was given to Queens. Another report claims that Jay-Z was fired on Nicki Minaj's birthday after he repeatedly tried to break up with her. It comes full circle. But now I want to know if you think Jay-Z's claims are credible, and if you think Nicki Minaj's revelation of his questionable behavior is a good thing. What are your feelings? Please share your opinions in the space below. Don't forget to visit this link to view this other really chaotic video.